Assistant Secretary. How long have you been the Assistant Secretary for Immigration Policy?
Officially since, I believe, April, but I was acting in this role since October of 2021.
Okay. Can you tell me the number of apprehensions since January of 2021?
Don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I believe the number is somewhere in the 3.5 million range.
I don't have the document, Mr. Chairman, but that sounds about 2 million short. Apprehensions on the southwest border, and I'll yield to you if you can back me up, about 5.5 million.
Is the gentleman referencing for the total number of encounters and apprehensions?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I would say that's 3.5 million is low.
I'm sorry, I meant the last two fiscal years. I think if you're counting from January, that's probably a little bit higher than
how
that.
do those compare to the 4-year period between 2017 and beginning of 2021?
It is higher.
Twice, 3, 4, 5 times higher?
It is significantly higher.
Okay. Would you consider that a success for the department?
You know, we have seen over the last few years, again, as I said, these surges in migration under presidents of both parties. This is not a new phenomenon. This is not something that is solely the purview of one party or the other.
No, but Assistant Secretary, the numbers indicate a story out here. Would you consider that a success for our country?
I don't believe that, you know, what we have seen at the border is a success
I agree
anybody.
with that.
Going back more than a decade.
That might be the first answer that I've agreed with DHS on our border in the last three years since I've been here. It's not a success. Title 42 is not the answer. This was a Band-Aid fix. And it goes to the point where I meet with Mr. Huffman's officers, and it doesn't matter if I'm in Del Rio or El Paso, McAllen, or Laredo, Eagle Pass, or my hometown of San Angelo. It really doesn't matter. The thing that keeps coming back, every officer, every Border Patrol, Customs agent, or ICE agent says these words, and I quote, "There are no consequences." And without consequences, there's chaos. And the chaos that we're seeing is fentanyl, 100,000+ deaths, trafficking of humans, 53 people who died in a tractor trailer south of San Antonio in July. And so to your answer, I'm disappointed that you don't actually know the number as the Assistant Secretary. That number should be ingrained cold. It should be, you should know that number, and you should be able to add it up today for the crossings, the apprehensions today. You should be able to have a running counter today. And that's the problem with this administration, is that the tragedies that are happening to us in my community, in Odessa, Texas, where we had the police chief here 2 weeks ago, we are feeling the impact of this. Without rules, there is chaos. Would you say that after Title 42 ended and Title 8 was reverted to, DHS has noted that aliens may qualify for an exception, and even if they don't use a lawful pathway, would you say that do aliens who use the alleged lawful pathways need a legal basis to enter, or can anyone enter the United States at this point?
Going back to my previous comments, sir, I would note that Title 42 did not allow us to place consequences at the border. To your point, we need consequences on unlawful entry in order to deter unlawful migration. That is why we've implemented the circumvention of lawful pathways rule, which does place common sense conditions on asylum eligibility, but we need Congress to act here, or there will never be a success on our border.
You need Congress to act here. Assistant Secretary, we passed the most comprehensive border security package in the history of Congress. We have acted. That is one of the most outrageous statements that I think I've ever heard.
We need Congress to act in a bipartisan manner to fix this problem. Neither party is going to solve this on its own.
Mr. Chairman, my time has expired. I am having trouble.
I indulge the gentleman.
We passed H.R. 2 and have acted. What this country needs is the political will to enforce the laws that are already on the books. In fact, the gentleman sitting next to you as commissioner has 19,000 Border Patrol agents that are currently out there ready to give their lives, and they are saying that there are no consequences because Remain in Mexico, MPP, has not been adhered to, because the political will to engage with our allies and our partners in countries to the south of us has not been adhered to. We had policy that deterred, and without deterrence, we will see a massive surge. So I take great offense to the fact that you're telling me that you think Congress should act and that that's the problem. I couldn't disagree with you more. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.